Hello, everyone. I all hope you had a wonderful and a very beautiful day. As you know, today I'm shooting the last episode, and I'll see you on next week, Monday. Today's episode is about Mr. X. He's a very powerful business influencer, and one of the world's most notorious supervillains throughout the entire sacred universe. Throughout the entire sacred world, everyone quietly knows about him, and everyone quietly knows that he hates Universal Man, and he's a high-ranking member of a secret society of supervillains known as the Founders, who want to control humanity and conquer all the other worlds and all the other civilizations. We have formed an alliance with Black Knight, with Silver Knight, and also with Black Knight. Exactly by in the alliance, part of the alliance is exactly helping Black Knight conquer many vast worlds. In return, Black Knight and Silver Knight supplies the Founders with destructive technologies and dark technologies and more sacred technologies and other worldly technologies as part of the agreement. Anyway, Mr. X was a co-founder of X Corp. He began building X Corp within Planet Earth's major cities, becoming the CEO and founder of X Corp after he discovered the existence of aliens and Universal Men and Universal Women who became superheroes. He began to exactly hate them because of their powers and their abilities, and also because of their genetic DNA, and because of their genetic DNA, and because of that, they alien creatures and alien beings. He began exactly plotting schemes in order to bring them down and tear them down because he feared that they'll pose a threat to humanity and to the rest of mankind and to the rest of planet Earth civilization. In doing so, he started planning schemes in order to take them out, Universal Men and Woman and Universal Woman, in order to wipe them out. He built great technologies and destructive technologies and blue crystal diamonds, which can exactly weaken Universal Man, which can exactly weaken origins such as Universal Man and Universal Woman, exactly able to build a crystal device and a crystal mech that could exactly destroy Universal Man and Universal Woman, which apparently it failed in destroying them. And in also successfully, Universal Man was able to defeat the bot and the robot and was able to exactly protect the city and the rest of humanity. Mr. X was very quietly pleased and quietly not so disappointed at the loss of his creation being destroyed by Universal Man and Universal Woman. By the results was able to exactly see, he began to exactly understand their powers and their physiology and their DNA. And starting to exactly realize that there are more aliens within the known universe, and there are more sinister beings and more other villains who quietly hate Universal Men and Universal Women, and also powerful adversaries and foes, and powerful adversaries and foes who quietly hate them and who quietly despise them. Universal Man became the next member after the earlier within the earlier the docking exactly started exactly sending invitations to powerful criminals known as such as Mr. X, Queen Ivy, Red Boy, Dark Witch Boy, and also Silver Face, in order to joining his secret society and become high-ranking members of his secret society to help him conquer the sacred universe and the rest of the known universe and the rest of the worlds and the rest of the planets for his goal and for his ambition. Mr. X joined the secret society of the founders for his own goal and for his own ambition, in order to destroy and kill Universal Man and Universal Woman and all alien heroes who pose a threat to humanity. In doing so, Mr. X was quietly present at the conference, was quietly present in a video conference with the other founders when Doctor Darkness exactly gave them the dark crystal from the other planets in order to exactly adapt it, and also quietly to evolve it with his genetic DNA. Mr. X was very quietly pleased with this development and very quietly successfully happy with this development. The Dark King, on the other hand, was also successfully pleased and very happy with this development. He told Dr. Darkness to proceed forming his own secret society known as the Unholy Alliance, a group of powerful supervillains joining forces together in order to destroy cities and annihilate city states and annihilate planets and worlds and civilizations throughout the rest. They exactly work together, becoming the operatives and becoming the agents for the founders in order to exactly control and tighten their grip upon humanity and upon the rest of the sacred universe by any means necessary. After doing this exactly, Mr. X exactly trying to exactly contact World Boy in order to exactly meet up with him, in order to exactly meet up with him and discuss his plans in expanding X Corp. World Boy didn't want anything else to do with Mr. X. He exactly rescinded his invitation and decided not to exactly accept anything else from him. 2 months later, too many years later, after the Universal Heroes were formed and reformed in order to fight against the Little Magic, the founders started planning their own plans in order to take out the United Heroes and the rest of the World Heroes and the rest of the Universal Heroes who pose a threat to their ambition and also to their goal in conquering the world and in conquering the rest of humanity and the rest of the sacred universe and the rest of the other worlds throughout the known universe. In doing so, the Dark King became impatient with these goals and became quietly radically impatient. Dark Grey told him to remain still because the plans were quietly still in place. He exactly dispatched more assassins of the Order of Darkness to quietly assassinate the Universal Heroes and quietly to remove them. The assassins quietly did a well done preparation job in taking out the heroes who mysteriously led the heroes to take up who take to take the possession to take a possession of the briefcase, to take a possession of the briefcase of the crystal technology that was quietly harbored within after the ambush successfully failed. In doing so, the briefcase was quietly teleported straight into the universal tower above the orbit of the other worlds, and other planets to be studied by the United Heroes. After this, exactly the studying and examining of the crystal technology, which was quietly used to enslave the members of the United Heroes and to place them under their control over the founders, which they were under the control of the founders. The Dark King was very happy to see the United Heroes under his control. He ordered them to terminate and wipe out the Universal Heroes with everything they have. Their mission was quietly unsuccessfully foiled, and their plans was quietly unsuccessfully foiled when the founders were quietly fighting the Universal Heroes, who quietly engineered a crystal cure tech that can easily cure them from the mind controlling of the crystal tech, and was successfully saved. Dark Witch Boy exactly suggested destroying the Universal Heroes and their station, and also the United Heroes would exactly pose a major victory to their goals and to their mission. But the Dark King objectively said no, they are still quietly needed for the next phase and for the next plan B. 2 months after the Aurora Magic became obsessed in destroying worlds and planets and universes, Mr. X began joining forces with the former enforcer of the founders known as Ghostmaster, who supplied them, who gave them endless technology and also creative technologies and destructive technologies in order to expand the founders' secret society and their organization by doing so throughout the underworld and throughout the sacred world itself exactly. Mr. X was quietly pleased as he contacted the generals of the world in order to exactly aid him in his quest to exactly protecting humanity from the universal heroes and the alien heroes. Quietly and sadistically, he sees a difference with Mr. Fox, as Mr. Fox also hates the universal heroes and the United Heroes and the World Heroes, seeing that they pose a threat to the humanity and the rest of mankind and the rest of planet Earth citizen. He decided to exactly join forces with them since he's also a supervillain himself. Mr. Fox is also a supervillain and quietly an agent of another secret society and a very powerful member of another secret society of supervillains. Despite this, Mr. Fox and Mr. X love tarnishing and destroying the Universal Heroes and the United Heroes' reputation, calling them names and exactly stating that they pose a huge threat to humanity and their goals are too quite destructive that they failing to protect humanity from all alien attacks and from all alien invasion. In doing so, the Universal Heroes and the rest of the Universal Defenders and Universal Space Heroes answered the questions rapidly, and they didn't exactly fight back harder, but they exactly fought back in a very profound and professional way that didn't exactly take them to exactly tarnish their own reputations and their own missions, and also sabotaging the sacred world's existence and revealing its war to the rest of the public by doing so exactly. Mr. X exactly met up with the Dark King in his central command in order to discuss the next phase of their plans The Dark King exactly informed him that he will take control of the war and exactly turn the war to his control in order for him to control all the other worlds and all the other planets. The Dark King managed to destroy many thousands of fleets of the Shadow Empire forces and all of the Shadow Empire forces by decimating the Intergalactic Coalition with his entire battle cruiser fleet, and was able to successfully win the war and control the war. Some of the Shadow Empire warlords exactly joined forces and exactly formed an alliance with the founders, exactly offer them more technology, more destructive technology and dark technology as part of the agreement, and exactly forming an alliance with them. Some of the other Shadow Empire warlords exactly formed the allegiance with the founders, and exactly decided it's time that they work together with the founders, swore the allegiance to the founders in order to exactly place half of their factions to the founders' control, which they successfully did. Mr. X was very quietly proud and very quietly pleased. So was Queen Ivy, Red Boy, Dark Gray, Dark Witch Boy, and Red Boy, and Dark Gray, and Dark Witch Boy, and Silverface. They were all quietly pleased and all quietly successfully happy with the success of the Shadow Empire warlords, sowing their allegiance to the Secret Society of the Founders and also to the organization. 3 months later, in the 13th of September, the members of the Founders reconvene in order to discuss the next operation in destroying the Universal Heroes and assassinating one of the team. They decided to hire a shadow bounty hunter from Xandex's fleet to wipe them out. The bounty hunter was quietly unsuccessful in killing the Universal Heroes, as they were able to find out that the team is still operational and is still secretly coordinating with the other heroes known as the World Heroes, the United Heroes, the Universal Space Heroes, the Universal Defending Heroes, the Light Heroes, the Light Brothers, the Universal Founders, the Intergalactic Coalition, and the United Heroes, and the rest of the other heroes. Despite this, the founders were quietly, clearly to learn that they can never underestimate these heroes. Mr. X stepped in. Elderly Granny reassured the members of the founders that the plan was in place in order to take care of the Universal Heroes, and that she would exactly make preparations in order to deal with them and personally wipe them out completely. 3 months after the demise of the Lolo magic spread throughout the rest of the sacred world and throughout the rest of the sacred universe, the Dark King was quietly impressed and very quietly happy that the most powerful being and the most feared being was quietly brought down and was quietly removed out of the way, so that in order for him to exactly conquer more worlds and more planets, he decided to inform the rest of the members of the founders, and Mr. X was very quietly pleased that and decided it's time to exactly move forward to the next plan. Decided it's time for them to exactly move forward to the next plan and to the next step, which informed Silverface to begin telling his operatives to exactly move forward for the next of the kill. They exactly started trying to killing the members of the Intergalactic Coalition, but the killings were quite unsuccessful due to the intervention and the prevention of the world heroes, which were able to exactly save the members of the Intergalactic Coalition and were able to take some of the assassins into custody, who were straightly into the Astral Prison, unquietly realizing little did they know that the Astral Prison is quietly under the control of the founders, and also a high-ranking supervillain known as Professor War is a high-ranking member of the Secret Society of the Founders, and he quietly, mysteriously, secretly released some of the assassins out there to rejoin the other assassins of the Order of Darkness to work on the behalf of the founders. Mr. X was quietly pleased and very happy that he was quietly promoted to becoming the new young secretary in order to exactly put more restrictions to the Universal Heroes across the other worlds, across the other city states, and across the other island states, across Sacred Valley and across Shadow Valley, in order for them to exactly have no jurisdiction across other planets and across other civilizations. In doing so, Mr. X was very happy and very quietly pleased. Mr. X met with elderly Granny in secret and exactly spoke and discussed about their plans to taking out the heroes. Elderly Granny exactly reassured Mr. X and the rest of the members of the Order of the Five that her plan to take out the rest of the Universal Heroes and the rest of the Universal Heroes and the rest of the Intergalactic Coalition is exactly in place in order to wipe them out and destroy them. Mr. X was very quietly pleased when the Dark King briefed the members of the founders known as Dark Gray, Dark Witch Boy, Silverface, Mr. X, Queen Ivy, and the Dark King. The Dark King was able to successfully brief the members of the founders and members of the founding. Mr. X was quietly present in a video conference and was able to exactly tell them that their partnership with the Silver Knight and with the Black Knight is quietly working well, that we're able to exactly secretly conquer more worlds and more planets and place them under control. With the Shadow Empire in chaos and descending in chaos, more Shadow Empire warlords and commanders have sworn their allegiance and their loyalty to the founders, and in doing so, the founders were successful in order to see that this will pave a way to their victory and to many other victories, in ruling and conquering the rest of the known universe, and in ruling and conquering the rest of the known universe and the rest of the sacred universe by any means necessary. Mr. X was very quietly pleased. Darker was able to exactly inform the members of the founders and exactly told them that there's a new threat in the new threat of the new Lolo magic, telling them that the new Lolo magic is rising and ascending in power quickly, and that this could create a power vacuum, and the galactic balance of power will literally would radically shift in a very destructive way. The Dark King was very quietly shocked and very quietly unhappy to see that there's a new deadly supervillain, a new ancient supervillain willing to exactly reform his secret society in his own organization, in taking power of the Shadow Empire, using the power of the Shadow Empire to conquer all the worlds and all the civilizations of all the other secret society of the supervillains. In doing so, the Dark King was very devastated and very quietly shocked and very quietly unpleased. Mr. X quietly believed that the Universal Heroes would quietly successfully succeed in preventing this new threat from rising and ascending to power, which he exactly told the other members of the founders to remain cautious and to remain quietly, to remain cautious and to remain quietly high alert of this new threat. The Dark King quietly objected and he quietly agreed exactly in doing so. 5 months ever since they reconvened on a video conference. The Dark King called Mr. X in order to update him on the progress of the Sacred World, stating that the Universal Heroes and the rest of the Universal Species are still at war with the Shadow Empire, and is still exactly fighting the Shadow Empire, and they were able to exactly create a major victory, able to exactly won major victories in liberating all the other worlds and all the other civilization. Mr. X was very quietly pleased and very quietly happy. So was the Dark King, seeing that the new threat didn't exactly bother them and didn't exactly cause so much. It literally caused so much attention and so much destruction across the sacred world and across the sacred universe. The Dark King and Mr. X realized that they'll have to evolve their operation and up their game in order to become the power players of the entire of humanity, and also of the sacred world, and also of the sacred universe. Despite this, Mr. X is extremely intelligent intellect, extremely powerful manipulator, and a very powerful businessman, and a very powerful supervillain, a businessman, and a very powerful, successful influencer. He owns X Corp, and he runs it with an iron fist. He's a well-known businessman who hates Universal Man, he pictures himself as the savior of humanity, and is willing to do whatever it takes in order to become humanity's savior by removing and wiping Universal Man and destroying the Universal Heroes and the rest of the alien heroes who pose a threat to humanity. He will do anything it takes in order to see himself in power and ruling, and tightening his grip and ruling humanity and tightening his grip by any means necessary. Mr. X is very ruthless and very ambitious, as he supplied Ghostmaster and Windmaster with all the technologies and all the weapons. He was quietly present when the new enforcer of the new secret society known as Windmaster quietly revealed himself, and was quietly very skilled in hand-to-hand combat and wind abilities, and revealed himself that he successfully did his operations and all his work. And the Dark King and Queen Ivy praised the new enforcer known as Windmaster, and they were very successfully pleased with his work and with his skills set, and they were very happy with his abilities and with his work, and they exactly gave him the jurisdiction to become the new enforcer of the new secret society of the founders, in order for him to exactly work for it. And Windmaster was very successfully pleased, and so was Mr. X. Mr. X hates aliens, and he hates all aliens, and he hates all beings. He will do whatever it takes to wipe them out and to destroy them. He has a biological son known as Warboy, and known as Warboy as well, and he quietly raised him to become an evil villain, but successfully failed because Warboy is a superhero who is inspired by Warman, who becomes his brother, and he becomes a high-ranking member of the Universal Heroes, who's willing to take down Mr. X and his secret society by any means necessary. Mr. X may appear to the public figure as a very good, welcome, praise man, but behind the scenes, He's secretly, he's secretly, he's secretly, he's, he's successfully, secretly, he's secretly, he secretly harbors all the technologies and secretly works with other business supervillains, secretly works with other super criminals known as Ghostmaster, Metal Face, Golden Knight, Dark Light, Shadow Fox, Shadow Master, Shadow Arrow, Parkman, giving them endless technologies and dark technologies in order to fulfill his agenda and his own goals, to tackling his grip across humanity and making himself seen as the rightful leader of mankind and believing himself that he is the savior of humanity and the rightful heir to the throne of leading mankind through the glorious future that he believes that he will exactly guide them and exactly leads them. Despite this, Mr. X is extremely dangerous and is extremely powerful and is extremely a deadly businessman and also a super villain. His hatred for Universal Man and all alien heroes holds no bounds. Holds no bounds by any means necessary. He literally hates them all completely. He's a powerful businessman, a strong influencer who passes on his influence across the public eye and across the medias and across anything else, forming an alliance with other villains known as Elderly Granny Witch, the Dark Druids, the Dark Witches, in secrecy of the sacred world, forming alliances with them in secrecy in order to exactly exchange and giving them endless dark technologies and powerful work and powerful technologies in order for them to use against the universal heroes and against the intergalactic coalition. He knows about the sacred world's existence and he hasn't exactly decided to exactly expose it or to exactly reveal it to humanity, because he knows that once it's quietly exposed, it'll create an all-out war, and all the secret and all the ancient villains who quietly belong to the sacred world and to the sacred universe will exactly fight for power and seizing control for humanity. He's very clever and very intelligent and a very raw intellect. He's a founder and leader of X Corp and he leads it with greatness. Behind it, he holds great experiments of creating an army of supernatural beings and monsters in order for them to help him conquer and rule humanity. The universal heroes and Warp Boy seen to it, stopped the monsters, liberated them, gave them a new home and a new place. Despite this, Mr. X is determined in order to exactly rule humanity and is determined to exactly rule it and is determined to exactly rule all worlds and all planets by any means necessary. He's very ruthless and very powerful. He hates the little magic. He literally hates him. He feared him, but he still hates him. Despite this, Mr. X is a very powerful supervillain and a high-ranking member of a powerful secret society of supervillains known as the Founders, who want to control and conquer humanity and all the other worlds and the unknown worlds throughout the sacred universe and throughout the known universe by any means necessary. Well, I all hope you all have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful day and a wonderful blessed Friday, and I all hope you stay positive and you'll stay happy and you'll stay great. I will see you next week Monday and we'll be able to exactly catch up and we'll be able to exactly discuss the next episode. Enjoy this episode and exactly enjoy the rest of your weekend and stay safe and stay positive and stay safe and stay positive and have a blessed weekend. Goodbye.